here we are at the Bazaar Street of Hasta Shilpa Heritage Village, and the shops which were probably during the early 90s, mid 90s and the late 90s. So there's a cobbler shop over here. You can see a lot of sandals, shoes, the shoemaker shop especially. Kerosene stoves which were used during the olden times. After this came the gas stoves. Before this you had these chimney stoves or the kerosene stoves. Mostly whenever the students group come or whoever comes, looking at the bottles, they definitely think it's a wine shop, but it is not a wine shop. You can see the herb over here. It's an Ayurvedic physician shop where a physician used to sit here, and there used to be a queue, so people used to come one by one, and the physician used to attend each and every patient, and then he used to give whatever the syrups of the herbs. Fourth shop of the Bazaar Street, it's a cycle shop. The Atlas, which is one of the oldest brands, seat of a bicycle, which is branded as Hero. Old salon, barber's shop, and you can see the wooden chair, also the back headrest. It's all made up of wood, and the spray bottle over here, the box, it takes you back to the olden times. It's all, you can see the mattress. Also, there are a lot of ropes over there, so which is made from the coconut husk. And there's a big raincoat kind of thing, which they use in the fields even now. While working on the fields, the villagers, they cover it on themselves. They cover their bodies with this raincoat kind of stuff, which is called as korambu in local language, and it is made up of two trees, Veteria indica and also bamboo tree. So Veteria indica in the local language, it is known as Dhupa Damara. So the leaves which you can see, the leaves are used from the tree Veteria indica, and the sticks are used from bamboo tree, which in local language we call it as bidiru. And also there's a small bowl shaped thing which they use it for the calves. so that it doesn't drink excess milk of its mother. So here we are at the shop number 7 of the Bazaar Street, and you have a lot of options here with this earthenware, which people used to use during that time. Even now, I think some of the people might use it in their houses because it's very healthy if you have food or if you store in this earthenware. So a lot of storage materials, also plates are there where they had the food, also bowl, etc. And also large pots, there is a tap connected to the pot, which is of course used for the water storage, etc. It's very healthy to store water in that and also consume it. It's a tailor shop. As you can see, a lot of companies which are used, which was very prominent during the early 90s or even pre-90 era, so and late 90s and mid 90s as well. So the Singer company, also the company called Usha. Full of typing machines, the typewriters, the printer as well. So which is very rare to see in this modern world, and which you definitely won't find people operating this. You can call it's the first version of computer. So later came the computer, and this suddenly vanished. Petromax actually are the larger versions of the lanterns which were used during the olden times, used mostly during the programs, if there's a function, if there's a marriage. So mostly used in the weddings. One Petromax lamp will brighten almost a large amount of space, and of course the modern generation definitely would not know about this. So here's a look at the collection of Petromax. is a Dobi shop. Dobi means again the ironing shop where the clothes are ironed, clothes are washed, clothes are given for the dry wash or wash, which you do now. So that time for the ironing box, you look at the boxes as well. It is all made up of iron, and you put the charcoal inside it. Once it gets heated up, you start ironing the clothes. The olden way of ironing clothes. It's actually a clock repair shop, so you can see all the clocks which were used with the key. So key was the initial thing which was used to operate these clocks, and so not only they repair the clocks over here, but also they sell it. So if you have a craze for these kind of clocks, definitely you should go to purchase these kind of clocks. Not in this place because it's a museum, but you can definitely have a look at the designs as well. Here we are at the glass bangle shop, so I'm damn sure ladies will be very much interested in these, but because it's all dried up now, so you hardly find it. You find it in fairs and festivals at the shops, but not often you see a lady wearing a bangle this time. Not always, and that too not these kind of bangles. Definitely they wear the bangles which is made up of a different material, but not these glass bangles. So it's slightly, people call it old fashioned, but it's nice. Jars, which was used during the olden times. Jars, we had already seen it earlier at the structure number 5 of this museum. It's all the lanterns which we call kerosene lamps and the gas lights as well, so which were used during the olden times. It's an interesting collection. it's a lock shop, so antique locks of the olden times. So it's a belief that during the olden times, the locks were so strong that people used to end up breaking doors, and I mean, especially thieves, they used to end up breaking doors and enter the house to rob things. They used to fail in breaking the locks. It's very strong, and also many of them, each lock has a different design. And there's also one more belief that once the main key is lost, so it's lost forever. You can't open that door. The only way to open it is to break it, because you can't make a duplicate key for these kind of old locks. Beautiful collection of the photographs. It's a very old shop where the frames are made, photographs are repaired and also sold. Shop where umbrellas are repaired, and the stick is made up of cane, so material is quite different. Again, nowadays you have different umbrellas with the different, which are made up of different materials. I think nowadays it's more of like you get an umbrella, once it gets spoiled, you just throw it off and buy a new umbrella. But olden times it was not like that. It was like more of a repair, and there were like skilled workers to repair it. Goldsmith Shop, weighing machine. It's actually, I think the other part is not there, so only just one part is there. The scale is not there. Yeah, the boxes to keep the gold, the treasure. As you can see, it's a beautiful craftsman shop. Very intricate carvings are there. Hats off to the craftsmen who have crafted this so beautifully. It's a bed making unit which used to be carried on the roadside by the people to different houses, and they used to repair the bed. It's a bed making technique of the olden times. And it's a knife sharpening shop. So they used to carry this machine. I still remember in my childhood, they used to carry it on their backs and again go a long way. They go to houses, different houses, and they used to sharpen the knives. Later, they started carrying it as the time progressed. With the bicycle, they used to carry it. Now I think they carry it on the motorcycle. So it's still available in some, not in all parts of the country, but some areas. Some places you still find it. Weaver shop. You can see a lot of the handloom wooden machineries over here, through which they used to make clothes, through which they used to manufacture the clothes, and that's how it was manufactured. Again, we are at a very special place over here. It's a small school. So it is just to show that before this kind of modern education system came into existence, we had the Gurukula system. But once the Basel Missionaries or the Basel Missionaries came, so they introduced us to this new modern education system. And definitely there were pros and cons. That was good as well, the Gurukula system, but at the same time there was caste system at that time. So this education system introduced us to the equality, and that is the best part. And yes, it's a small dummy school which has been created over here to showcase the modern education system. This is a bell which was used during the olden times, and it's made up of brass. You might think why the hole is made. So they used to hit this bell with the iron rod, and that is the reason you have this white patches. Also the hole has been made. You're seeing here, it is for jaggery. It is used for jaggery making. Now it's actually placed directly on the floor, but it will be at a certain level. So below that they keep the vessel, so where the sugarcane juice directly goes there, and sugarcane juice is collected, it's solidified. A lot of process goes on to jaggery making. So that's how it was made. It's actually from a place called Ullal, where they acquired this old machine of jaggery making. When it comes to extraction of oil, olden days it was a very authentic way of extracting oil. That is, they tie the bull or the ox to this end of this wooden log, and when they turn around, this rotates. And before they tie it, before the process starts, they obviously put the seeds or the coconut or whatever from which they extract the oil. They put the seeds over here in the center, and when the bull or the ox is tied here, and when it turns around, this thing rotates, this wooden thing rotates, and the seeds are crushed, and the seed oil or the coconut oil, it is extracted from this place. There's a hole over here, so you get the oil from this place. They keep a vessel or a bowl, so a bigger bowl, so through which they can extract the oil easily. It's completely made up of wood, and of course nowadays you have the modern machines, but it's nice and neat and clean. And we have this wooden machinery. You might be thinking what it is. So which is used to make the beaten rice. Beating the rice, which becomes flat, and which turns out into beaten rice, in the local language we call it as avalakki or bajil.